Alicia Berenson's deathly glare scared me so much. I found it so hard to sleep, but then I kept telling myself, okay, this is not a horror, this is just a thriller.
Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Archana Balasubramaniam and today's video is going to be a very special video. So, in today's video, I'm going to be discussing the books that I read based on my subscribers' recommendations or requests. Okay, so there are these comments that I received. Like the first comment is by Bhaskar Dev. So in one of the videos he had commented recommending two books for me, and in another video a review of a particular book was requested by Nandana. So these are the books that we'll be reviewing today, we'll be talking about today. So I've divided this video into two parts. I'll tell you at a much later stage as to why I've divided this into two parts. And not just this, I also have a giveaway planned for this video. Please stay until the end of this video to find out what the giveaway is all about. With that, let's start off with the video. So the first book that was recommended to me was The Silent Patient. This was a book recommended by Bhaskar Dev. So I'll give you a synopsis of this book so that you can decide for yourself if you want to read this book or not. Okay. So the synopsis of the book goes like this. There is this woman called Alicia Berenson. And about 6 years ago, she was accused of murdering her husband by shooting him in the head with a bullet, with a gun. And ever since then, Alicia hasn't spoken a word. So even when in the court and when the judges have been asking her, she hasn't uttered a single word. So now she's in a mental rehabilitation center. But then there is this one person who is very confident in his abilities that he can get Alicia to speak and get the rest of the world to understand what actually happened. So this person is called Theo, who is a psychotherapist. So this is how the story starts off. I know that a lot of us find very entertaining books, and there are books that we say that we can never put down and we just have to read it in one stretch. Sometimes there are really interesting books and sometimes there are good books which you read, but then you are able to still put it down and you can probably read it in a span of a week or a month or however, like whatever your timeline is, right? But then this is one such book which if you pick up once, you have to continuously read it because there is no putting down this book. It is so interesting. I'm so thankful for your recommendation because I thoroughly enjoyed this book and I had to read it in one stretch. I couldn't put it down. So what happened was I wanted to make a reading vlog of this entire thing, saying that I read what my subscribers recommended, but then so I started with this book first, and when I started off, I started it at around 10 o'clock in the night. So I thought I'll probably just read about 2 or 3 pages and then I'll go to sleep and then pick it up the next day. But then it didn't turn out like that. So I think from the first or second page itself, this novel had me hooked. It was so good. I thoroughly enjoyed reading the entire book. This one unexpected twists and turns in this book. I feel like this book was perfectly planned. And you know what? This is the writer's first book. Can you believe that? So the writer is also releasing his next book and I can't wait to read that as well because I really love this book. I thoroughly enjoyed it and I very rarely rate a book 5 stars. So this is a book that I would give 5 stars for. So yes, thank you so much for recommending it. And if you guys are interested in thrillers, you should definitely go for this book. I really loved it. I'm sure you'll enjoy it too. Let me know in the comments if you've already read this book and what are your thoughts about it. Okay, so with this, let's move on to the next book. Okay, so the next book has a very interesting story. Nandana recommended When I'm With You by Durjoy Datta to me. And before that she had recommended a book previously, but then I looked around everywhere. I couldn't find that book. I thought I'll get a Kindle version of it. I couldn't get my hands on it. So finally when she suggested this book, like I believe it was a review request, so I'm assuming Nandana hasn't read it yet because it was a review request. Correct me Nandana in the comments if I'm wrong.
So the book was out of stock on Bookshore, and then I headed to Sapna Book House, and these are some of the books that I found. There are these Durjoy Datta books. It reminded me of the time when I read a lot of his books. His favorite of mine was Someone Like You by Durjoy and Nikita Singh. Okay, before we head back to that video, do you also find this book cover Belgard interesting? along with Ram, Sita, Nagas, and Amish Tripathi books, which I've been wanting to read. This one gave me Cinderella book, so I want to read this as well right now. So I'm gonna add it to my TBR even without reading the synopsis.
So I did finally get my hands on the book today. So today is a Saturday. I'm shooting my video today. I'm going to be posting a video today by 10 p.m. IST. And I finally found this book in Sapna Book House today. So this is the book, and I'm going to be reading it this week, and once I read it, I'll be posting a review in the next 1 or 2 weeks. So please stay tuned for that, and stay tuned till the end of this video because there is a giveaway for you all. Okay, so with this, let's start off with the third book. The third book is called A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It was recommended to me by Bhaskar Singh in one of his comments, along with The Silent Patient. So I read it on my iPad because sometimes a quicker way to read books is like to not wait for the books to get delivered, but then get a Kindle version delivered and just read it on your iPad or Kindle or your phone. Of course, I don't prefer reading it on my phone, but then since I don't have a Kindle, I just thought I read a lot of books on my iPad. So this was the book that I read, and the synopsis of the book goes like this. It's pretty interesting, so hear me out. There is this girl called Pippa. People call her Pip. And Pippa has a school project, and they call it EPQ. So as a part of the school project, she wants to take up a case that was closed a couple of years ago by the police in that town. So this is the case of Sal Singh, who was accused of murdering Andy Bell. So Sal Singh's entire family has been shunned. They hardly come out. The house is like a ghost house. Nobody goes there, and that is the current scenario. But then a part of Pippa believes that this could not be true. And when she read about the case, she felt that the evidences don't fully support the fact that Salil Singh, that is Sal Singh, actually murdered Andy Bell. So Andy Bell was not just studying in the same school as him, she was also his girlfriend. So she approaches Sal Singh's house, of course, and one more thing, Sal Singh, after murdering Andy Bell, allegedly kills himself. So what Pippa does is, she goes to Sal Singh's house, and his brother, younger brother, Ravi Singh, opens the door. And then she discusses her idea about doing this project on Sal Singh's murder, like the entire case, as a part of her school project. And Ravi finally agrees to help her. They go through various facets of the case, because the entire town has actually shunned Ravi Singh. He is not really free to like walk around everywhere, because people tend to even when he walks around, people tend to shun him, and they tend to insult him and things like that. So Pippa, who is like a homework addict, who is someone who does her work on time and things like that, she takes up this case. She and Ravi start digging for evidences. She starts putting all of that as a part of her project details. And finally, there are a lot of twists and turns in this. I read this book over a span of 2-3 days, and I was able to finish it in 3 days. A very interesting book, and finally, the conclusion is to find out whether Sal Singh actually murdered and it was the right story, or if the situation took an entirely different turn. And there are of course a lot of twists and turns in books, right? So all of that leading to different conclusions. So till the end, in both Silent Patient and in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I just couldn't guess who the culprit was. It was so difficult and it was so unpredictable. That is what made it a very good thriller. So I'm so glad I read these two books. Now, because I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I also googled it, and then I saw that there are sequels to this book. And one more thing, once you read a book, it's just a little tip. Once you read a book and there are a series, it's a part of a series, please don't go to Google the author, please don't go to Google the books, because I have this habit of Googling the authors or Googling that particular book and trying to understand what other people's opinions about that book are, just so that it's a little comforting when I feel that the other people also have the same views as me. Okay, so that is what I did, and unfortunately I got 2 major spoilers from one of the future books of the same series. So yeah, I'm going to take a little pause here, as in I'm going to take a little time and then get back to reading this series again, just so that I forget whatever is there in my mind from those spoilers. I'm hoping that happens. Anyway, I'm also in the middle of reading another series. if you've seen my post, like in the community section, I've already mentioned that I'm reading a series called the True Blood series. It's been made into this one series as well, but then I want to read the book series first, because obviously I'm very obsessed with vampires and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that once I finish the series and then I go back to this series, I would have forgotten those 2 spoilers by then. So please remember this pro tip always, and also let me know if you find a book interesting. Like, do you Google authors, or do you Google like to see if the story was real and things like that. So yes, this is what I did. I thoroughly enjoyed reading this book as well. So with that, we have come to the end of this video. When I say we've come to the end of this video, it means it's time now for the giveaway. So the giveaway goes like this. This is a very straightforward giveaway. So there are these 2 people who recommended books to me. One is Bhaskar Dev, one is Nandana, and I just want to thank them for recommending this book, and I want to give away books to them. So since Bhaskar Dev recommended thrillers to me, I'm assuming thrillers is one of his favorite genre. So I'm going to be gifting you a thriller as a surprise. And Nandana, since it was a review request and not exactly a recommendation, so she asked me to review this book. So I'm assuming she hasn't read this book yet. So this book will go to her as a part of the giveaway. And of course, there'll be a few other goodies as well for the 2 of you. So in addition to these 2 winners, I'm also going to pick another person for the giveaway. So the rules of this giveaway are very simple. All you have to do is you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, that's rule number 1. Rule number 2, you have to follow me on Instagram. This is my Instagram handle, Archie's at Work. This is exactly what my handle is. There are no underscores or dots and stuff like that. So that's my Instagram handle. And the third major requirement is that you have to comment on my previous 3 videos, like including this video and my last 2 videos. You have to put in a meaningful comment, and based on that, I'm going to be picking up a winner. Okay? In the comments, please mention that you're entering the giveaway, and also mention your Instagram handle on all your comments that you enter for this giveaway. And this giveaway is going to be until October 15th. And I mean October 15th, 2023. So after October 15th, I'll be selecting a winner. I'll be shipping out your gifts. Okay? So for Bhaskar and Nandana, who have already won this giveaway, please just drop in your Instagram handles in the comments below. And not just that, just to make sure that I'm the one reaching out to you, I'll be reaching out to you from my Instagram handle called Peach Pebbles Decor. So once I reach out to you, please provide me your address and stuff like that, just so that I mail it to you. Please note, as a part of this giveaway, I will not be requesting any money. I will not be requesting you to pay for the shipping. None of it. It is absolutely free. If at all anybody reaches out to you asking you for account details or things like that, please do not hand it over to them. I will be reaching out to you only from this ID called Peach Pebbles Decor. Okay? So with that, we have come to the end of this video. So after this giveaway, my next giveaway is only when I hit 1,000 subscribers. So please help me hit 1,000 subscribers by sharing my videos with your friends. So thank you for watching. Stay happy and stay blessed. Bye.